Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I've had a lot of requests for this video, so I thought I would throw it in here. I've had a lot of people who have messaged me and said, all I have is scrapbook paper and I need to find something to do with it, so can you give some suggestions? They said they would love to make journals, but they don't know how to use their scrapbook paper to make journals. So I am going to use some of this scrapbook paper. This is from Fancy Pants Designs. Now, Brooke sent me her new collections, so I'm going to show those to you, and then we're going to make some journal covers. Now, I made one. I just made this one simple, and I'll decorate it more as I add my pages to the inside. But this is just a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. I have folded the bottom up to make 2 pockets on each side. I put a piece of lace in the center here to reinforce that, and then a piece of lace out here. What I will do is stitch around it. I will add some little corners to it to protect your corners, because you know scrapbook paper is pretty apt to bend. Even though this is a nice quality, if you have some thin scrapbook paper, you can glue 2 pages together and make it thicker. But I'll add some little corners, either metal corners, or I may just make some paper corners and put on there. And then I'll add more embellishments and lace, and I'll decorate it up when I decide what kind of digital I'm going to put on the inside. Now, if you don't have digitals, you don't have access to digitals, use your scrapbook paper for the inside. Just choose something that's kind of thin, or grab magazines, book pages, coffee dyed paper, copy paper, things like that. There's always a way that you can grab some things that's just around your house and use in your journals. So I'm going to use this piece next. This is from the Unique collection. That's one of the new collections. That is the stickers that goes with that collection. And I'm just going to flip through these papers and let you see how pretty they are. I absolutely love them. Thank you so much, Brooke. I'm going to make lots of covers with these. These are just the right thickness to make some really pretty covers. Or, you know, if you just want to make mini albums, you can make mini albums out of these. But that's that collection. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to lay that over there. I'm going to go ahead and show you these other couple of collections, and then we'll get started. Let's see, this one is Pink Meadow. Look at that. See, I started to use that one, but I thought, I'm going to wait a little while about using that one. Yeah. So it's got 2 of each design. They're really pretty. And I'll put a link below to Fancy Pants so that you can go over there and pick these collections up if you'd like. Right now we don't carry them in the store, but I think that might change. We might work out a deal with Brooke where we can start carrying these. So that is Pink Meadows. And then let's see, we have Prairie Rose. This is pretty too. That's the stickers. Look at that chicken. I love this, and the butterflies. But those chickens are so cute. The barn, all of that. Really cute. That's the stickers. And then this is the papers. Look at these chickens. Turn them around where they'll be right side up, maybe. That one's really pretty. I just love the. If you're making like a farmhouse journal or something like that, this would be great. I think I might use that one next for a journal cover. That's really pretty. I'll go ahead and pull that one out so I'll remember. But I have made journal covers out of scrapbook paper before, and I've never had a problem with them. You just have to reinforce a few places just so that, you know, it doesn't tear easy. But I just reinforce the spine and the corners that are going to be, you know, flipped and touched and that kind of thing. And I don't have a problem with it. This one's called Honeybee. Look at that. Those are pretty too. That's the stickers. And then these are the papers. Really cute. Little honeybees. And I've got it upside down, I know, maybe. But you can tell what it is and what it looks like. Very cute. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. And this is the one I used to make the first one. First little cover I made. But I like to make up a lot of these covers and then just keep them sitting back. And then I can grab them if I need a journal quick, or if I just want to make up some journals, I can grab those covers. And these are some of the sticker packs that she sent me. Now, I don't use a lot of these big stickers or the alphas like this because these are kind of thick, but they're very, very pretty. Look at those. Love them. And that's the epoxy stickers. So that, again, is from Fancy Pants Designs. And Brooke, thank you so much for sending those to me. Sorry it took me so long to get those shown, but it's been a little crazy around here lately. And I hope I didn't miss anything. I know you sent me, those also come with die cuts and things like that. I don't think I showed the die cuts, but each collection comes with die cuts and things to go with it. So now this, it's not really a directional paper, so we're just going to go with the flow. And what I do is I decide which one I want to be the front cover, and I want this to be my front cover. And then I'm going to turn up 3 inches. Let me lay that one aside. Get it out of my way there. So I'm just going to measure from the bottom 3 inches up. And that's where I'm going to fold. And I know somebody's going to ask me, how did you get your letters black on this ruler? This is the E Tools ruler. I just took, on the back side, the numbers are etched on the back side. So on the back side of the ruler, I took a magic marker and I rubbed it in to the engraved part there. And then I took my alcohol wipes and I wiped off the excess. The reason I had to do that is because I have so many lights when I'm filming. I couldn't see those numbers unless I held it up this way. So holding it down like this, I had so many lights that it just glared. So I went ahead and just inked in my numbers, and now I can see all of them. So that's how I did it. I know somebody will ask, why are yours black and mine are not? Well, it's because I made mine black. I'm sure it will probably rub off in time. Maybe it might. I don't know. But, you know, I'll just put it right back on. It's just the same way that I do my scoreboard. Alright. And then I'm just going to reinforce that. Now, if your paper cracks, if it has any cracking, which I don't see on this one, but if your paper is has a tendency to crack, all you need to do is just reinforce that. Either put a lace trim over it or some washi, something that you have in your stash. Just put it over that and it'll keep it from cracking anymore and keep that crack from showing. Now I'm going to fold it this way. Now you could have scored all this on your scoreboard. I just didn't, but you could. I probably should have because, you know, I never get it straight when I fold. Let's try that. Like that. There we go. Okay. So now I have a journal that is 9 inches by 6 inches. And that's the size that I normally make my journals. Because an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper will fold and fit in here perfect. So what I'm going to do now is right here where this fold is. Now I have to, since I have all these lights going on and I can't get it right above mine, I have to like mark my little score line there. I think you can see that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut out that score line, just the score line. Don't cut a big, you know, groove in there, anything like that, because you want your pocket to be full. But you can just cut out that score line. I maybe cut out 1/8 of an inch, something like that. Okay. Then you'll see that that's all I have cut out right there. Just that little bit. And then I just make sure that this side folds okay. And that this side folds okay. And they do. So there are your inner pockets. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and punch these. And you can mark your centers if you want. I'm just eyeballing it. Alright, so there are those. Now, if you want to ink yours, you can go ahead and ink now the tops of your pockets. I like to. I don't put a lot of ink on something like this, but I put a little. And then we're going to fold this up. Glue it and fold it up on both ends. And someone on my video asked about these rulers. They said they had been looking for them and they couldn't find them. They're not here yet. They should be here this week according to our delivery schedule. So as soon as they get here, I'll put them in the store. I absolutely love it. For pressing down things like this and all of the things that you use glue on and press down there, it's fantastic because the glue just wipes right off of that. Right, so there are 2 pockets, and then we, see it folds up nicely without having that extra bulk in there. Now, you can leave your corners like they are. You can round your corners. You can do lots of different things there. But what I'm going to do on the inside here, now you could use washi tape to reinforce that. You can use lace, whatever you have. But I just happen to have this piece of material that's the right height. And this is just like a thin canvas material. I don't know. I don't know my materials, so somebody else will tell me what this is. Oh. And that didn't tear too straight, but I don't mind. That's okay. Alright, we're going to put that down right there on the inside. Now, if you wanted to do the matchy-matchy thing, you can always choose a different fabric to put on there, but it doesn't bother me. I don't have to match. I think that a cream color like this will go with just about anything. Now make sure that you put your glue right down your spine. And then I'm just going to lay this down right down through there. And then I'll use my little foam folder to just press that in right down the center. Now I got a little bit here that doesn't have the glue under it, so we're just going to go down through there, put a little run of glue, and then press it down. See if I have, I have a little bit right here too. Now I have Fabri-Tac in my Sugar Bell bottle, but you can use whatever you have in your stash. Now, as you can see, I got some glue on either end of that, but that's okay because this is a non-stick craft mat. This is just one that I grabbed up because that I've had in my stash for a long time. Oops, look what I just did with my scissors. So I'll definitely have to put a corner on that one. I love our craft mat, the one that we have in stock. I like it a lot better than this one, but it doesn't film very well. So I have to select what I'm going to put down here by depending on how it films. The other craft mat with all the lights that I have, it tends to glow a little bit. Alright, so we've got that reinforced on the inside. And I'm just going to wipe the excess glue off right there. Okay. Now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put something on the outside, and I'm going to use a piece of lace. I don't want to use that material on the outside. I'm going to use some lace. I've got this lace that I think would look pretty on here. So we're going to put that down. And I just kind of guesstimate how wide I need to put that by looking at my lace. And I make sure that I get some right on that little hump where the fold is. Okay, then we're going to press that down. And I will fill these with some digitals. I'm not going to fill it with digitals right now, but I will fill these with digitals and, you know, make my corners and all that. This is just me showing you how another way that you can use your 12 by 12 scrapbook paper to make journals. Alright, so that is reinforced. We've got our pockets in there. We can always decorate in here. I shouldn't be folding that right now because none of the glue is dry, but I just wanted to fold it and let you see. Now, we can make little paper corners if we want. Let's see if I can find a piece of paper that kind of goes with that. Okay, I'm going to show you how I make my little faux leather looking corners, and that one I still need to ink up a little bit more to make it look more leathery, but it is a protection. They're very easy to make. Now I usually make mine 3 by 3, start off with a piece that's 3 by 3, but I wanted to make one a little bit larger just so you could see it a little bit better on camera. So you start off with a square, and then you're going to fold point to point that way. And you need to use your bone folder and really fold all of the crease lines. Everything needs to be folded and flattened out as much as possible. Alright, so we've got our fold that way, fold that way. Then you're going to fold it up like this. You're going to take this piece and you're going to follow that score line that's right there in the middle. And you're going to fold that one up and put in that point with the point there at the end. And just make sure that your little edge down here runs right down the side of that fold. You're going to do the same thing on this side. And you need to make sure that those little lines, those pieces come just as close together as you can get them. That will make the difference in how it looks. See that? Okay, then you're going to open these back out and you're going to take the tip of this one and you're going to bring it to the center right down there to that line. You're going to fold it, crease it, bring the tip of this one down there to that line, fold it, and crease it. So then you have something that looks kind of like an envelope there. Alright, then you're going to open these back out and you're going to take these 2 points, just bring both of them down at the same time, and you follow your score line and bring them right down across that score line. This is a little origami fold. It's been around forever. So see, I folded those right down the center, made sure that the points come right on that score line right there. Okay, open those back up. Now, I go ahead and I clip off a little bit of these points because it makes it easier to go on the inside and fold up. But most people don't. I think I'm the only one that does that. But it just makes, because you have to bring, you know, you fold this down and you have to bring this up and then this folds to the inside. And to me, it makes it easier because it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, and then your book page or your edge or your corner fits up real snug and tight. You don't have anything down there hindering it. So make sure you score real well. Bring this one up. There's your wing. Bring your wing up. Fold it inside. Press it down in there just as far as it'll go. And then crease it. And I just go ahead and crease all the little corners there. So you see these come together pretty close. Now, again, I cut off this point. It just, I don't know, to me it makes it easier to fold in there because you're going to fold that piece down in there. You remember making those little sailor hats when you was in school? This is kind of like that. And there you go. There is your little corner that you can, and it's nice and sturdy. Then you just ink it up ever how you want, or if you don't want to ink it up, if you're just going to use a particular type paper, and it's going to slide right up on there. It fits nice and snug right there. And then you just add some glue in there and glue it on, and you've got your book pages. So you could use a paper that matches this if you want, or you could use, I just used this, just some coffee dyed paper that I had, and then I just ink it up because I like that look, and I like for it to look kind of like a real bookmark, not bookmark. And I want it to look like a real metal kind of corner or dark corner. You could also, if you want it to look even more metal, you could put some like glossy accents or something on the top of it. That would make it more sturdy, and it would make it look more like metal if you want to do that. But then I just take this and I take my glue, and I have to make 3 more of these. And I'll glue your little piece together, but I put a good little source of glue down in there, and I like to put the one that doesn't have the seam on the outside. You can do either one. Well, it doesn't have the opening. Both of them have a seam, but one of them has the little opening and the other one doesn't. See, this one has the little opening, and I put it to the inside. So there it is on the inside, and then there it is on the outside. And I will probably add a little bit of glossy accents to the top of that, just to give it a little bit of shine and make it look more like metal. But that's it. That's it. That's how easy it is to make your little book corners. And like I said, this one is a 4x4, but I normally just use like either a 2x2 or 3x3, just depending on what my journal looks like. But you could definitely use that size if you want one that big. And just make you 4 little corners. Alright, so let's go ahead and fold this one up. And that, you know, it serves lots of purpose. It not only protects your corner, but I think it makes it look really pretty too. Okay, now that spine is nice and sturdy. It's not going to be messed up at all. I don't think it's going to tear or give. So there is another journal cover. So I've got 2 of those made. We'll go ahead and make one more. I think you guys have got it, but let's just make one more just because I want to make one out of this. Not anything in particular. Now go ahead and cut off my... I got too many things on my desk. I'll go ahead and cut this off. And this would be really pretty with the corners about that color. That'd be really pretty. Now this one again, it is directional on the inside, so we'll do this. We'll use this side. And I need to find my 3-inch mark. Now I do mine 3 inches up because I like for this to be 9 inches, but you can do whatever size journal you want. You don't have to make it 3 inches. That's just because I want this part to be 9. And I have to find my little fold here. There we go. Alright, then just going to make sure that my edges are all meeting and all together. Okay, so there's your fold up. Isn't that cute? I just love that. I have to tell y'all this story. At least you'll kill me for telling you. My son-in-law, Benji, the creator in the family, he has chickens. They have chickens over on their little farm. And Leisha just despises them. She won't even eat the eggs or anything. Well, they have a rooster that is really mean. I mean, he is mean. Benji has had to absolutely fist him when he'd come toward him. He's just mean. So Alicia, you know, Benji's gone a lot because he travels with his regular job. And so she has to, you know, go out and feed them and take care of them, that kind of thing. Gather eggs and whatever. Well, that rooster hates her. Every time she gets out in that yard, that thing chases her all over the yard. Well, they have outdoor cameras. So Benji sent me a video of that rooster chasing her and her running for her life. With that rooster right behind her. And she was like, I'm going to kill him for doing that. But he ran her all the way around the house. All the way up the stairs to go in the house. She's like, I hate that rooster. One day I'm going to take my gun out there and blow him away. I said, well, you can have some rooster dumplings, I guess. She said, oh, he would be so tough, he probably wouldn't even be good to eat. But, yeah, he is just mean. I'm talking about mean. But it's kind of funny the way Benji, he gets a laugh out of watching the videos every time she goes out there and tries to gather eggs or anything. Well, he's always watching the videos because, you know, he watches when he's away to make sure everything's okay outside. And he watches those videos and then he'll send me a copy of it, just dying laughing. I forgot to punch my little pulls here, so I'm going to have to kind of improvise and hopefully I get them somewhat right. I may not. Well, of course not. That one's a little bit too little. But, yeah. So don't tell Alicia I told you. Maybe she won't watch this. She would be upset with her mother. Alright, that's going to be good enough. They don't have to be perfect because this one's going to be on the back and that one's in the front. So there is another one basically made other than putting our material or lace or whatever you're going to put down the middle. Now I'm going to use another piece of this fabric just because I know it's very strong. And I've got it here and it's a perfect fit. I don't have to do a lot of cutting on it. So we're going to do this. But let me hear your chicken stories if you have any. You know, Betty had a run-in with a rooster not too long ago. I don't know if she's still having run-ins with him or if she's already decided to make dumplings out of him. But she had a run-in with a rooster too. So let me know in the comments if you've got some rooster stories. I'd like to read them. I'd like to show them to Alicia and let her know she's not the only person that gets flogged every time she goes outside. Oh, my dad had a perfect solution for that. He took a hoe with him outside, and every time the rooster would start toward him, he'd take that hoe and he would cockle. They would wake up a little while later and they would fumble around on the ground or flock around on the ground, and then they'd go on about their business. But he didn't fool with them. He said, there's no rooster going to flog me when I'm taking care of them and feeding them and all that kind of stuff, and then they want to flog me? No. Oh, me, I'll probably have some hate mail over that one. But get flogged one time by a rooster and you'll see. It's not fun and it hurts. I have been flogged by one and I've had its spurs stuck in me and it is not fun. It hurts like the devil. Okay. I'm going to put this piece of lace on the outside of that one. I think that's pretty. Then all we have to do is reinforce our corners and add our pages to the inside, and we've got more journal covers. Or more journals. Like I said, I just like to make these up ahead of time and have them available, and when I find a kit that I like, or if I make a kit that I like and I want to use in it, then I've got the cover and everything already done. All I have to do is add my pages. And like I said, if you don't have a way to get digitals, don't think that you can't make journals, because you can. Just use, you know, I have used magazine pages. I have used scrapbook paper. I've used old paper out of old journals. I mean, old calendars. I've used copy paper, whatever. Just use whatever you have. You can make it. You can make it look pretty. All right, there's another one. I have to give this one to Alicia. I think it's got the chickens on it. She would probably really flog me for that. Now I'll show you one more thing and then we'll go. I want to show you how I do my lace corners, and they help protect everything too. Even though it's lace, once it's glued on there and once the glue is dry, it's nice and sturdy and it'll keep your corners from getting all ragged. So let me put those aside. I'm going to do it on this one, and I'm just going to use the same lace that I used on this corner, on the edge right here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it okay. Okay, this is a good wide one. I think this is about 1 inch wide. Let me look and I'll tell you exactly. Yep, this is a little over 1 inch wide, maybe 1 1/8 inches. But, you know, the wider the better. Now, I just lay it up on there kind of like that before I cut it, because I don't like to waste any of my lace. So I just kind of lay it up on there and see about where I need to cut. Now, I usually cut and use, I think, about 3 inches. Well, I'm wrong again. This is 3.5 inches. So about 3.5 inches. And then all I do, make sure I got the right side. First I take my lace and I just put it on the corner laying like that. About half of this is off and half of this is off. And then I put my glue down here. You want to make sure this is glued nice and well, so glue it all. Don't just glue part of it. And then again, I lay it down on there, and I lay it where the edge of the lace is right at that point. And then I have about the same fabric or lace on both sides. I go ahead and I press that down. And then I flip it to the inside. And this is a real simple one. I know you guys have probably done this many times before. It's just something a little different that you can do to help strengthen your corners. Now, I try to bring that lace together. Sometimes it will come together, sometimes it won't. Just depends on how well I did that front. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't come all the way together. I don't mind the lace hanging down like that. If you want it perfect, you can always just measure everything. That doesn't bother me. As long as it glues down well and it strengthens that corner, that's all I care about. So there, let's see if we can see it. There is my little lace corner. Isn't that cute? And if you had another type lace that was really, really frilly, that would really be cute. You could decorate it up if you wanted to. And then I do the same thing on this corner down here. Same identical thing. I cut off about 3.5 inch piece. And I go ahead and put my glue on this part out here. And then I'll just take my lace and I put it with that edge of that lace right at that tip. Just about the same hanging off over here is over here. And then you're going to press it down real well. Then you just flip it over. Now if this looks like it's too long for you, you can trim it off at this point. Like I said, that doesn't bother me. I don't worry about that kind of thing. Ooh, I hope you just didn't hear my stomach growl. My stomach is a-growling. I'm hungry. Alright, so there we go. Got that glued down, and then I will glue these little edges here. I'm going to glue them. I'm not going to cut them off. I think they're pretty, so I'm not going to waste that little piece of lace. Alright. So there is that one finished, and you've got your little lace corners. And let me show you this one. It's a lot easier to see. See, I've got my lace corners there. And then on the inside, there you go. So just another way to finish off your little corners on your scrap paper covers, just to give it a little bit more strength. You can use the paper, or you can use lace, or you can use fabric. If you just want to use fabric on it, that's fine too. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I wanted to show that. Like I said, I've had lots of requests for something else to do with scrapbook paper. And why can't you use scrapbook paper to make journals out of? You can. You definitely can. There's no rule that says you can't. If you're using the scrapbook paper for the covers, just make sure that it's kind of thick. If it's not thick, if you have a real thin scrapbook paper, then glue or stitch or whatever you have 2 pieces together so that it'll be thicker. And then for your inside, for your pages, you can use the thin paper for your pages. So the thinner the pages on the inside, the better. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.